Of all the enemy factions in The Legend of Zelda, one of the goofiest but also most mysterious enemies there are is the Yiga Clan from Breath of the Wild. It's proven both in-game and by external means that these red tights wearing ninja foes, led by a very intimidating, rotund man indeed, actually used to be members of the Sheikah clan, and they even expressed their disdain for their former clan members by simply inverting the original Sheikah logo and claiming that inverted logo as their own. Between their methods, culinary choice of food, and hideout location, the most intriguing piece of this clan is the leader. Who is he? That round belly, those tights, that black hair, and that all too comical spirit? Could their leader be none other than the ferryman Tingle himself? I'm kidding, guys. That's not Tingle. I mean, I guess, maybe, but that's not the point of this video. When you defeat Master Kohingle, he falls down a large pit located in the very center of the final room. What an oddly specific addition to their hideout, am I right? Don't worry, this is what this quick theory video is actually about. So in the first place, we need to determine whether or not we believe this giant, seemingly endless pit to be man-made or of natural formation. Naturally forming pits, most commonly known as sinkholes, are formed over the course of many years of natural erosion under the surface. For instance, if there's a surface of the ground that underneath is comprised of layered limestone or other carbonate rock, and acidic rainwater or seawater is able to seep into the ground over long periods of time, it will result in creating openings under the ground of unknown dimensions such as hidden caverns or pits. Usually, the ground at the top of the sinkhole stays intact until it has no support underneath it, making the reveal of the eroded space under the surface much more dramatic. Man-made pits are of course of any given depth and width because we made them. Using tools made by humanity that range from simple to complex to carve out portions of the earth, we have as a species for millennia known how to perform the essential action of construction through deconstruction known as digging a hole. So which process was used to create the Yiga Clan pit? Looking at the pit itself, we can immediately gather a couple clues about its construction. Just beneath the surface of the pit, we can see that it is decorated with lights and lovely frilly drapes of the same iconic red Yiga Clan color, and above that, it's even had a smooth stone surface of some sort constructed along the edges. No rails to prevent people from falling in, but I'll get to that in just a sec. Now, it is possible that these decorations and even the smooth stone surfaces were simply placed here along this naturally occurring pit, but I have a couple of reasons why I personally don't think this pit was of natural occurrence. Firstly, the hole itself is a bit too even. If you look at naturally occurring sinkholes out in the wild, or even within urban environments, you will rarely, if ever, find one that is both perfectly circular in its opening and retains that same circular dimension all the way down the entirety of the cylindrical cavity. But in-game, for as far down the pit as we're allowed to see, aside from a couple understandable shifts in the stone wall, the pit, for the most part, retains its shape all the way down. Secondly, these decorations here seem to me to be of some sort of significance, don't they? The drapes have markings on them that I haven't been able to locate elsewhere in the hideout, and the lights are uniquely different models from all the other lights found nearby. This, coupled with the smooth stone surface along the edges and specific lack of any device that would catch someone, especially their leader if they were to fall in, seems to me to be very deliberate. Basically, everything about the pit itself seems deliberate to me. I took it one step further though, and discovered that Link can't actually climb the insides of the pit. Now, of course, most people would simply assume that that's just because Nintendo themselves didn't want anybody exploring within the pit and that under normal circumstances, the walls would be climbable. But then how do you explain this? The Gerudo Sheikah Tower is built inside of a similar endless pit, though this one seems to be of natural formations. Yet Link can climb these walls all the way down to the very moment he's gone too far. So why isn't this the case with the Yiga pit? Could it be that the man-made surface of the walls inside the pit are too smooth? An argument could definitely be made here, since Link is shown to be able to climb other smooth man-made surfaces such as the walls of Gerudo Town, but can he climb smooth Sheikah surfaces? Which is a perfect segue into the theorizing section of this video. Now that we understand the pit itself is most likely of man-made origin, the next logical question is, who made it? Was it the Yiga? first instincts are probably to say yes, it was the Yiga. But there's another clue we can gather that's actually from the Breath of the Wild DLC. You see, there's actually a shrine in this area, right here in fact. And how does one get this shrine to appear? By throwing a Sheikah ball down the pit. Now, logically, that should only mean one thing. There's more Sheikah tech down there somewhere that this ball had to come in contact with in order to trip whatever switch that makes this shrine emerge. We also know that Sheikah technology was being found from deep under the ground, from various cutscenes in this game, and that this nearby Sheikah tower also emerges from a similar bottomless pit, meaning underneath the surface seems to be pretty clearly Sheikah territory. So, was it made by the Sheikah? Probably, but you know who used to be Sheikah? Yeah, the Yiga Clan. Isn't it possible that, if the pit were of some important significance, the Yiga defectors who previously knew about this pit, or maybe even helped make this pit, chose the specific area as their hideout for a reason? That reason being whatever that pit leads to at the bottom of its endless descent? Some theories, like this one I found on Retro Gaming Magazine that I'll link to in the description, claim that the pit was actually made from Calamity Ganon's resurrection or summoning. Now let's tie in this theory with the Ganondorf we see in the Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Since Ganondorf is shown to be hidden away in an unknown location somewhere deep underground, and the Yiga not only worship Ganon but are known to be the ones attempting to resurrect him, what if the pit is actually an entrance to Ganondorf's underground location? After all, since Calamity Ganon is made out of malice, and Ganondorf is shown to exude said malice from his body, isn't it possible that Calamity Ganon emerged from the earth before heading to Hyrule Castle, and his point of emerging was this Yiga pit? What if the area Link and Zelda are exploring in the Breath of the Wild sequel trailer is the bottom of the well? I mean the bottom of the pit. Another theory is that, well, it's simply a very elegant Sheikah shrine puzzle, and this entire pit was dug so that Link could eventually throw a ball down it. This doesn't necessarily explain why the Yiga chose to have a hideout surrounding this pit or why they adorned it with various decor, but it's a very possible theory nonetheless. But what do you think? What's the point of the pit? Is it an entrance to Ganondorf? Nothing more than a shrine puzzle? Or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like this video to get it spread around on YouTube for others just like you and me, and subscribe for much more juicy Zelda content to come. As always, a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters, including my newest one, Maddie B. You guys are amazing and a huge inspiration to me to continue making content. If you're interested in getting your name up here at the end of every one of my videos, follow the link in the description below. Also down there, you'll find the link to my fabulous Discord server, so please join up if you want to chat it up with some cool cats indeed. That's all I've got for you, so without further ado, this is MaskedNintendoBandit signing out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace!